Richard Lawson had lived in Seattle, Washington for more than 20 years. To everyone who knew him, neighbors on Pinehurst Ave, co-workers at the tech company where he worked, even casual friends from the gym, he looked like a decent American man with a stable life. He was married to Emily Lawson, a 45-year-old high school English teacher who had given him her best years. They had a home with a gray porch, a golden retriever named Max, and a quiet marriage that looked perfectly normal from the outside. But what no one knew, not Emily, not his friends, not his family, was that Richard had already crossed a line he could never come back from. It started when Richard's company partnered with an international tech firm in Shanghai. As part of an internal project, he began working daily with a talented, soft-spoken Chinese graphic designer named Lina Chen. Lina was 27, ambitious, kind, incredibly focused, with the kind of calm presence that made Richard feel seen in a way he hadn't felt in years. Their professional conversations slowly shifted into long evening calls. Quick emails became personal messages. And without planning it, Richard found himself falling for someone who wasn't his wife. Someone who lived across the world but somehow felt closer than the woman sleeping beside him every night. Emily sensed something shifting. After 20 years together, she could tell when Richard's smile was forced or when his goodnight kiss felt absent. The nights he stayed late for meetings, the early morning calls he took on the porch, the sudden care he put into his clothes, she noticed everything. But Emily wasn't the type to accuse without proof. She swallowed her anxiety and kept hoping their marriage was just going through a difficult season. Things escalated when Richard flew to San Francisco for a conference. Emily believed him until she found a bank notification for a hotel reservation in Los Angeles, not San Francisco. Something inside her broke, but she stayed silent, telling herself she needed real evidence before confronting him. She prayed it was nothing, but a wife's intuition rarely lies. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Richard wasn't attending a conference. He was meeting Lina's in person for the first time. She had flown from Shanghai to present at an art event, and Richard seized the opportunity. When they met in the lobby of the Hilton Hotel in downtown LA, Richard felt a rush that terrified him. Lina was exactly as she appeared on their video calls, gentle, bright, and genuine. She didn't try to seduce him. She simply treated him with warmth, curiosity, and affection. Richard hadn't felt chosen in years, and that was his weakness. Their weekend felt like an escape from his own life. Candlelit dinners, long conversations, and moments that crossed the boundary of marriage completely. Lina believed Richard was in the final stages of a separation. That's what Richard had told her. She didn't know Emily existed as a loyal, loving wife who still believed her marriage was worth fighting for, but the truth has a way of revealing itself. On the last night of Richard's trip, Emily received an email from the airline he had accidentally forwarded to their shared account. His return flight wasn't from San Francisco, it was from Los Angeles. Her hands trembled, her chest tightened. Something inside her finally gave way. She decided she needed answers. When Richard came home, Emily was sitting at the dining table with his laptop open, the screen glowing with his messages to Lina Chen. Dozens of them. I miss you. I can't wait for next time. You make me feel alive. Pictures of their weekend together. A photo of Richard holding Lina's hand on Santa Monica Pier. Emily felt like the floor beneath her had disappeared. For the first time in her life, she understood what real heartbreak felt like, the kind that shatters something permanent. Richard froze when he saw her. His face drained of color. Emily's voice barely worked as she asked, "Who is she?" Richard stuttered excuses, lies, half-truths, but Emily cut him off. "I want the truth, only the truth." And for the first time he told her, he was in love with another woman. She wasn't just anyone, she was someone he wanted a future with. Someone who believed he'd already left Emily. Across the world in Shanghai, Lina was preparing to call Richard when she received a message from an unknown number. "I'm Emily Lawson." Attached were photos. Wedding pictures, family moments, anniversary posts. Lina dropped her phone. Her entire body froze. She had been misled, manipulated, used by a married man who let her believe he was free. She didn't cry. She didn't beg. She didn't ask Richard for explanations. She simply sent one message back to Emily. "I am so sorry. I did not know. I will cut all contact." And she did. Immediately. Richard's world collapsed within days. Emily filed for separation. Lena blocked him on every platform. His children refused to speak to him. He went from a respected husband and father to a man alone in an apartment overlooking Lake Union, surrounded by regrets, guilt, and silence. Emily found strength in her pain. She returned to teaching, started therapy, and rebuilt herself piece by piece. She realized love isn't about holding someone who no longer chooses you. It's about choosing yourself when they stop choosing you. Lena, thousands of miles away, poured herself into her arts, promising she would never again believe a man's promises without seeing the truth first. Richard lost both women. Emily found freedom. Lena found clarity. The truth he tried to hide ended up destroying everything he once thought he could keep.